Hello everyone and welcome to another movie review. I've got another Shudder film. This is another older one, similar to older movies reviews I've done in the past. It's in the newly added section on Shudder. It's 1979. It's called Screams of a Winter Night. It's an anthology film, and the IMDb plot reads, an anthology in which a group of college co-eds spending a winter's night in a remote cabin pass time by telling scary stories to each other. And I pretty much couldn't sum up that plot better than that. The director is James L. Wilson, and it stars Matt Burrell, Gil Glasgow, and Patrick Byers. What did I think of this movie? Overall, I thought this was an okay film. You know, I'm normally pretty lenient, especially when it comes to horror films. I'm even more lenient when they're older horror films because I think that just a lot of them have just kind of a cool vibe that you don't see to a lot of newer movies nowadays. This is one of those films that I really couldn't get behind. I really didn't start liking it to the end of the movie, like the last maybe 15, 20 minutes I thought were pretty cool. Here are some of the things I did like about the movie. I did like the anthology aspect of the movie. I can't think of a lot of anthology horror films from the 70s and 80s timeline, you know, way back then. I can't think of a lot. I can think of anthology films nowadays, you know, VHS comes to mind, maybe ABCs of Death. You know, I can think of different movies that have shorts in them nowadays. The Mortuary Collection on Shudder. Like I said, I can think of anthology films nowadays. When I think of older horror anthology films, not a lot come to mind. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comment board section below some older horror anthology films from the 70s and 80s you guys like. Screams of a Winter Night, it's a decent film. It's an okay film. It really picks up steam towards the end. The reason I wasn't too fond of some of the anthology shorts was I didn't feel like there was a lot in them, I guess you could say. There's a couple, you know, I don't mind cheap effects and stuff like that, but there was a couple, like with the graveyard scene and the weird looking entity that was there. That one was, you know, I wasn't really too fond of that one. I did like the one where they were inside the, I believe they had to stay in some sort of abandoned asylum. I did like that one. I will say I thought it was rather odd that the same people in the cabin were the same people in the anthology shorts. Now, if you haven't seen the film, what do I mean by that? The same people in the anthology shorts were the same ones telling the stories around inside of the cabin. So I thought in my opinion, it would have been better if it didn't have the same people every time. So I thought that was kind of weird that the same maybe would come off a little more realistic. You know, maybe people will disagree with me, but that's just kind of how I felt. I will say, towards the end of the movie, I did like how the movie sort of came to an ending, how it kind of tied everything together. You had the cloudy wind and all that, and the house started to shake, and the window started to blow up, people started to die off. And this is major spoilers coming up, of course. The house explodes. I did like the ending there. I liked the ending quite a bit. But as a whole, I didn't think the ending was able to save the movie as a whole because I was already, you know, not a very big fan of it. But I did like the ending. Overall, if I had to rate the movie between, you know, a 1 to 5 star rating, I probably maybe give it like a 3, maybe like a 3 or 3.5. Like I said, the ending is definitely the best part. It's sort of a mixed bag of different anthology shorts thrown into one. The actors and actresses, I will say, they were pretty. I did like them in it. That's my review of the film called Screams of a Winter Night on the newly added section on Shudder. Thanks for watching, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe below.